Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're working on a NB MX5 and we're doing an Astra power steering pump install. So Astra power steering pump is an electric pump and you may be wondering why are we installing an Astra pump on a stock car, and I'll show you why we're doing that. So here we are in the engine bay of the MX5. Now if you notice that this thing is turbocharged, so it's got an aftermarket turbo setup, and the problem is where our turbo and sort of turbo setup is right where our power steering pump would mount. So the problem here is that we have no space. So what we're going to do is we're going to find a nice spot. We're going to mount an Astra power steering pump. I'm going to show you how to wire it up to the battery or alternator, and I'm going to show you guys how to make the lines and what tools, what materials and everything like that. And I'll pretty much show you the whole process and how to put electric power steering in your car. Right, so we're over on the bench now and I'm going to be showing you guys what you need to put an Astra pump in your car. So first thing you're going to need is your power steering pump. Now you can also do an electric rack, but we're doing an electric pump. This one is out of a Holden or Opel Astra. They come in many cars. Just make sure you get one that only needs power and ground, not one that is CAN bus, because there is a bit more work involved if you want to use that. Other than that, all you need is some thick cable. 10 gauge is probably best, or 8 gauge. We're using 8 gauge today. And then some thinner wire just to turn the pump on. And then you need your hose and fittings. Now, pretty much every power steering system in the world uses one of 3 sizes. There's M14, M16, and M18. And the style of fitting these is like a, oh, that's gonna focus. They have an O-ring at the back, and they're called power steering or bump tube fittings. So one of these 3 sizes on each port. So other than that, you just need your fitting and hose. So for your high pressure side, so on the pump itself, there's a high pressure and a low pressure side. So this is your high pressure side and this is your low pressure side. So basically the way this works is the power steering fluid sits in here, the electric pump spins it up and builds pressure, sends it out this port into the rack, and then once the rack's done with whatever it wants to do, it comes out of the rack and goes back into the reservoir. So you have your high pressure and your low pressure side. So for our high pressure side, we're going to be using Teflon crimp fittings. So the way these work is they're a one-time use. There's an olive in there and you crimp the fitting on. And for your return side, it doesn't really matter because it's low pressure. We're just going to be using a standard rubber braid AN fitting. And then on the rack, we'll be putting 2 AN fittings. And then in here, we'll be putting 1 power steering to -6 fitting. So very simple. A bit of a breakdown is you just need 1 hose in, 1 hose out, 1 fitting in, 1 fitting out, battery cable, and a trigger cable.
Now, in terms of the pump setup, it's pretty simple. So this is all the wiring, and then these are the lines. So we've put our -6 to M16. So it's an M16 by 1.5 thread on the inside of here. Use a power steering fitting with an O-ring. Now, in terms of wiring, super simple. The Astra pumps have this thick brown wire is a ground that goes straight to the chassis. On our pump, we're just going to use one of the spare mounts that we haven't used, and that will be connected to the chassis over here. So you can just ground it straight out to the housing. This is the main power. So you do want to put a fuse in line. This can draw a maximum of about 80 amps. So a 90 or 100 amp fuse would be a good idea, or even an 80 amp. The brown wire you leave not connected, and then the blue and the black wire, you just connect them together and connect them to accessory power so that the pump turns on when you turn the car on. And that's pretty much it. Now, in terms of fittings to and from the rack, like I said, there is 3 main sizes. So there's M14, M16, and M18. Pretty much every car uses one of those. I don't know if American cars, slightly different. They have Imperial stuff. But for Japanese cars, they are the main sizes. Now, for our MX5, we are going to be using the factory flares. So you can either just get a flare nut and flare the line yourself, or in our case, we're going to modify these by welding a -6 fitting on. And if you're not sure which one's the feed and which one's the return, you can actually just look at the size of the hose, and the return will be bigger and the feed will be smaller. Here we've got our cable that's going to go to the battery. We've got an inline fuse. If you're doing it in the back of the car, you would just run this all the way to the battery, have your inline fuse, and then a battery cable to the front. Since the wrecker we got off, just cut the wiring, and you'll find that 90% of wreckers will just cut the wiring off. Now this looks like it's probably about an 8 gauge cable. We're using a 6 gauge, so a little bit stronger, rated for a bit more current. Right, now that is the main wiring for our pump all done. So this will go straight on our battery, power will come out, go through our fuse, that'll protect it in case the pump fails. Now that'll go through the pump and out grounded through the chassis on this bracket. And then all this will do is turn the pump on whenever we give this power. You can hook this up to a switch. If you've got a standalone ECU, you can hook this up to the ECU so that you can set parameters so that the pump's only running when the engine's running. In our case, we're just going to flick it to the ignition power, so when the key's on, the pump's running. And that's it. Let's go put it in the car.
So in terms of mounting the pump and where you're going to put it, you have a few options. You can either put it somewhere in the engine bay if you've got a lot of space. This being an MX5, there's not particularly a lot of space in the engine bay. So the other option is you can run 2 lines all the way to the boot and you can put it up in the boot, but this thing's getting air suspension, so there's not going to be much space in the boot once we put a tank and compressor in there. So what we're going to do is probably put it behind one of the headlights in the fog light area, just because this car doesn't actually have fog lights. Got this wheel off and we'll see what we can work out. So what I've done here is I've just sort of taken a wheel, turn it left to right, make sure there's no clearance issues. And I've just quickly made up some brackets so that we can mount the pump in here. So it's just some 5mm steel and just utilizing 2 of the mounts, and it's super rigid. Should be all good. Using 2 factory bolt holes and then 2 new bolt holes over there, and then just the M6 bolts on the pump itself. Now, the reason for putting the pump here is that it's just a really convenient location. So we can get power from this battery terminal on the alternator, and our 2 power steering lines that we need to interface are right here.
Okay, so we've got our fittings all made up. Not the prettiest thing in the world, but these are custom fittings that I just made up. So I cut the factory hardline off and I've just welded a -6 bung on. Now we can adapt our fittings. So this one is our high pressure line. That'll get a 90-degree fitting over out here and into the side of the pump. And then our return fitting will just go straight out of here to a push lock hose, and then just a hose clamp on either side into that barb, and off we go. Okay, so we've got our AN line and we've got our Teflon AN line fittings. So the style of AN hose we're using is a Teflon braid. So the way this works is in here, there is a crush washer or an olive, and it crimps down on the edge of this, and that creates a really high, they say about 5,000 PSI or 10,000 PSI pressure seal, and that's perfect for power steering. So the way we do this is undo the fitting. That's your olive. So just put that to the side. Take your hose. So this is -6, make sure it's got a clean cut on it. Alright, so we've got the end over, and we take our olive, simply insert it on the top. Now I usually seat it and then take it back off, and just make sure none of the braid is caught in between the Teflon. Seat it, give it a tap with something soft. This is a rubber handle. Then you just put some silicone spray or some WD-40 in there, slide the hose end on, and we've got that. Now you can get specific jaws for your vise that will not damage the paint or the anodizing on your fittings, but for simplicity's sake, let's just tighten it down so I can show you how to do it. You can also get aluminium spanners that prevent you from scoring up the fittings. Alright, so you'll notice as you're tightening it, it'll start getting pretty hard. And what that is doing is that aluminium olive in there, it's actually crushing it and creating our seal. That's your crimped hose end, and that should be good for 5 to 10,000 PSI. You can look it up if you want the exact number. Alright, so a few things have happened since I last had the camera out. Got the power steering pump mounted, the wiring is just temporarily in here, and we've got our lines run and our battery cable hooked up. Everything just sort of temporary. I'll clamp it out of the way or change the routing at some point. High pressure line coming out of there, going over to the rack, and it goes to this side. And then we've got our low pressure coming out of the rack, going to a push lock hose, just low pressure back up into the pump.
Everything's hooked up. We're just gonna power up the system, and after a few seconds you should hear the pump start whining. So you can hear the pump start spinning up. And what I'm doing down here is I'm just looking at everything, making sure there's no leaks. The pumps are quite loud, but that's to be expected. So you should hear the pump ramp up and then sort of equalize at its correct pressure. And then now it's at its pressure. And to bleed the system, you just take your wheel and you just go lock to lock. And now the system's bled. Just check the levels, make sure there's no leaks or anything, and you're good to go.
So before, it was pretty much impossible to turn the wheel like without 2 hands, whereas now, 1 finger and like, it's a different ball game. Really good setup and really good mod. Very happy with that.
All right, that just about wraps everything up. Thanks for watching the video. Hope you know how to install an Astra pump yourself now. One thing to make sure is when the car is not running, Don't leave the pump running for too long on its own power because you'll drain your battery super fast if you're going lock to lock. Just sitting at idle, it's probably not a major issue. But yeah, just something to keep in mind. Other than that, hope this video helped. And if you need power steering, go install it yourself now.